Have you found that your mental's not quite where it needs to be? Well, we all know cricket's an extremely mental sport. So in this video, we're going to go through a few mental aspects on how you can improve and get yourself in the correct mental state. And while we go through that, there'll be a full batting session in the background.
The very first thing we'll be covering in this video is preparation. There's this old saying, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And preparation is one of the single most important aspects when it comes to having confidence in any situation in a match, as well as the skills that you possess and the execution of those skills. Preparation for every single player will be very different, and the emphasis will be on you to make sure that you do what you require to get yourself in the best possible physical state before you head into a season or every single match. Damn, that was a lot of use. Some players might love hitting hundreds of balls before they started the season, and maybe just a few balls the day just before a match to ensure that the timing is good, that you're moving well, watching the ball well. Again, the emphasis on you to do what you need to do to get your confidence up just before you head into that match. Preparation, however, is not only just about batting. It includes all the other aspects of our daily life as well. Making sure that our fitness is up to scratch so we don't get tired in the middle, and making sure that we're eating well and sleeping enough so that we head into the day with our best possible chance of succeeding. All these small things will have a massive impact over the course of a season, helping you score more runs overall, increasing your overall confidence, and ultimately making you enjoy the game that much more. It's so much more fun scoring runs than sitting on the sideline watching your mates play. Preparation, however, won't do the job alone. What happens if there's a lot of pressure on you? You need to be the one to get your team out of that dire situation. There's a massive total ahead of you and bowlers are ripping through the other end. Well, these are the type of situations that could separate the really good players from the great or fantastic players. Great players perform under pressure, but how do they do that? There are a few things that all great batters do. The first one is batting according to a batting game plan. We have covered the batting game plan in great detail in the past, although the video is a few years older. And if you guys would love us to do an updated version of that video, please let us know in the comment section below. Ultimately, let's quickly do a quick rundown of a batting game plan. A batting game plan prevents you from doing stuff outside of your comfort zone before you are ready to do it, helping you be a bit more consistent, well, in most cases a lot more consistent, specifically at the starting phase of your innings. Once we get through that initial 20 or so runs, we can expand and take a few more risks if the game situation demands it. Some very good examples of batters that are extremely good at getting through that initial phase are your batters like Joe Root, Kane Williamson, Steve Smith, Baba Azam, and obviously Virat Kohli. When we get through those first 20 or so runs, it inevitably gives us a lot of confidence and helps us relax as we are fully into our innings by that point. Our next point will build off of the last, and that is working in small achievable goals.
With it being the pre-season or start of season in the Northern Hemisphere, this is the perfect time to purchase one of our training schedules. They'll be linked in the description and pinned in the comments.
When we look at a massive total or a massive task at hand in front of us, whether that be maybe setting a score of 300 plus, or chasing that score in 50 overs, or potentially trying to get 100, it's very easy to get lost in the sheer size of the task at hand. This gets us overwhelmed and ultimately causes us to make really bad decisions. The simple fix to this is to break the massive target into small achievable goals. To give you an example of how this is done, we personally like breaking a big target into 10-run intervals and ticking them off as we complete them along the way. After you've ticked up 5 10-run intervals, suddenly you're at 50 and you only have 50 more to go. Or a target of 300 can be broken into 30 10-run intervals, and as a team you just tick them off one after the other, and before you know it, you are there. By doing this, the task is that much more manageable, and before you know it, it's been completed. Find what works for you and make sure you keep ticking off as many of those small goals as possible. This will help you stay a lot calmer throughout your innings and help you make better decisions in the long run. The final point we'll be covering in this video is positivity. Now, positivity can be broken into two different things. Number one is positivity in your mindset, and number two is positivity in the crease. Let's first cover positivity in the mindset. Each and every single one of us has had negative thoughts while batting at some point. Whether that be, I hope I don't nick off. Oh, I can't get these runs. This bowler's too good. I don't know what to do. The big thing is to just realize that those thoughts are exactly only that. Thoughts. They don't mean anything. Once you've realized this, you can swing it to a positive thought. We've got this. This is where I'm going to get my singles. If he bowls this, this is what I'm going to do. All of that gets into a better mental state to target the bowler and get the job done. By doing this, we get rid of the power of that negative thought and will ultimately help us stay calmer at the crease. Let's get into the second part of this, positivity at the crease, which simply means looking to score. When we look to score and have nice positive movement, we get ourselves into the best possible position to play any given ball. We should always look to play any ball that we receive in a specific order. The order being, number 1, look to hit a boundary. If that isn't possible, the ball's too good, then we look to rotate strike. If that as well is too difficult to do, then we look to leave the ball. And finally, if we can't do that, that's when we look to defend. By doing this, you're able to capitalize on all the bad balls and get more runs easier off of the good balls without taking unnecessary risks. This will lead to a calmer, more controlled version of yourself out there in the middle,